Kylie Minogue takes the Christmas #1 spot as she becomes the first woman to top the charts across 4 different decades. The Christmas #1 has been announced and Kylie Minogue has claimed the top spot with her single XMAS. It is Kylie's first UK #1 since 2003 and she becomes the first woman to top the charts across 4 different decades. Let's have a listen. And there's the dance to boot. Music journalist Paul Stokes told me the song's success is in part down to Kylie teaming up with a major streaming giant.
Where this has worked is for 2 reasons. One, it was an exclusive track released with Amazon, so it meant that whereas new songs tend not to get on Christmas playlists, if you asked your smart speaker or you had that streaming service to play a Christmas playlist, you would have heard the Kylie song. And secondly, it's new, and the way that sort of the streaming rules work in the chart is that new songs convert their streams into chart units at a better rate than old songs do, and obviously Wham and Mariah Carey are old songs, and so they're on what's called accelerated chart ratio decline, so they don't quite get the same bang for each stream. And then on top of that, obviously being a new Kylie song, there were physical copies of this available, and she has a huge fan base.
Well done, Kylie. The UK's Christmas #1 has just been announced, and it is Kylie Minogue who's claimed the top spot with her single XMAS. I believe it's pronounced, or XMAS. Wham's Last Christmas has fallen to #2 after sitting top for the past 2 years. It's Kylie's first UK #1 since 2003. Here's a snippet. I was right, it is XMAS. Let's bring in freelance music journalist Paul Stokes. Paul, Kylie is very hard to dislike. A lot of people will be pleased that she's Christmas #1, but there's a kicker here because it's a particular deal with a particular streamer, this, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, yeah, if first and foremost, it is a decent pop song and it has its own YMCA-style dance, so what's not to like? But, yeah, I mean...
Please do it for us if you would like to, please.
Maybe at the end.
XMAS.
Yes.
There you go. Well, we only got the X in there. Anyway,
so obviously it's got a lovely dance, which helps, and does help, in fact, with streaming numbers because people watching the video does count to the chart now. Now, what's interesting, I think people felt there wasn't going to be an original new song getting to Christmas #1 just because of the volume of streams that Wham will get, and Mariah Carey, which was third, and Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, which was just below it. Where this has worked is for 2 reasons. One, it was an exclusive track released with Amazon, so it meant that whereas new songs tend not to get on Christmas playlists, if you asked your smart speaker or you had that streaming service to play a Christmas playlist, you would have heard the Kylie song. And secondly, it's new, and the way that sort of the streaming rules work in the chart is that new songs convert their streams into chart units at a better rate than old songs do, and obviously Wham and Mariah Carey are old songs, and so they're on what's called accelerated chart ratio decline, so they don't quite get the same bang for each stream. And then on top of that, obviously being a new Kylie song, there were physical copies of this available, and she has a huge fan base who want to own everything released, so they did sell a lot of records this week.
Paul, our silver beards mark us out as men old enough to remember when the Christmas #1 was a lot simpler than this. And I remember when I think it was Band Aid beat Wham in 1984 to that Christmas #1. Do you think because these songs just keep coming round year on year now that it's slightly devalued the whole thing of being Christmas #1?
It's certainly hard. I mean, now that streaming data is sort of taken into the chart, whether the song's released or not, it's just there. It's just sitting there, and people are obviously listening to this music in numbers. There isn't really a race, and there isn't really, the volumes involved are so big that you have to do all this sort of convoluted mathematics and teaming up with streaming partners and things like that for a new song to get in. So yeah, the idea when you go back and you think of the songs that have been Christmas #1 and have taken, I mean, I always remember talking of Silver Beards, Oasis versus E17 was the big one for me, where Oasis had whatever out and they had Stay Another Day, and Oasis didn't quite get there and Stay Another Day did. So I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem to have those sort of stories, and it's never going to be a surprise track. Obviously there was the year the Tears for Fears cover, a very gloomy track, went to #1 and that shocked everyone. You don't get that anymore. It will be Wham or Mariah Carey or something like this, where someone has planned almost a military campaign to get it to #1.
Yes, and I'm sure a lot of people appreciate Rage Against the Machine, obviously getting to the top spot in 2009 as a kind of protest of the sort of X Factor stuff around. I mean, is that kind of thing likely to happen again? Because, like you say, I mean, Kylie's waged a pretty strategic campaign here. Could that riposte, that, Rage Against the Machine is not particularly Christmassy, doesn't give you a warm, fuzzy feeling, does it? Could that kind of thing happen again?
I think it's incredibly hard because of this thing where older tracks don't stream as well. It's sort of built in to stop basically every week. So in the rest of the year, when new songs are released, the music industry wants to see them at the top of the chart, not a song from 30 years ago that just happens to be the song that people have on their playlist and listening all the time. So it's very hard for a fan-led campaign like the Rage Against the Machine one was. There are ways to make old tracks new again. So we had that with Kate Bush and Running Up That Hill, where that track was streaming so well, and it had its stream ratio reset because it was deemed to be a reissue or something like that, and therefore that could get in. But unless you've got that mechanics going on behind it, it's so hard for a Rage Against the Machine, a track that's old, to be part of a fan campaign to get to the top.
Yeah, I think there was Stranger Things that did that for Kate Bush, wasn't it? Paul, great to see you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.